Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff. Here. Mr. Franco.
I'm here.
And Mr. Cabrera.
I am here. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, the notice requirements have been satisfied as to the time, place, and date of holding said meeting by posting notice on the bulletin board here in Borough Hall and by mailing and emailing same to the Herald of Cape May County on October 4th, 2023, and the Press of Atlantic City on December 13th, 2023. In the event of an emergency, your emergency exit is our front left, your back right, or our front right, your back, or your front left, just by the American flag. Just a quick sound check, Brian, how we sounding back there? This meeting is being shown live here today on the borough's Facebook and YouTube channel. There's the dial-in conference line if you'd like to make a public comment. That number is 888-363-4734, and when prompted, you're going to enter the access code 9699020, followed by the pound or the hashtag. In the event you watch the recorded version of this meeting and you have questions or comments, you may email our clerk at clerk@wildwoodcrest.org or phone her at 609-729-8040. I would like to ask everyone to please silence all their cell phones and remember to keep public comments limited to 5 minutes. And we do not need your address, only your name when you make a public comment. Okay, Madam Clerk, I believe we have ordinances.
Yes, sir. The first is Ordinance 1437, and it reads as follows. An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 56A, Rental Properties, Section 56A-2, Definitions, Section 56A-15A-2C, and 56A-20, reducing the number of complaints required for revocation or suspension of license, and creating Section 56A-12.1, occupancy limitations for rental units.
Motions that ordinance number 1437 be passed on first reading, advertised according to law, be brought up for second and final reading and public hearing on October 15th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1437 be passed on first reading, advertised according to law, be brought up for second and final reading and public hearing on October 15th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next, we have Ordinance 1438, and it reads as follows. An ordinance amending, supplementing, and restating Chapter 53, Police Department, Article 1, Establishment of the Code of the Borough of Wildwood Crest.
Motion that ordinance number 1438 be passed on first reading, advertised according to law, be brought up for second and final reading and public hearing on October 15th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Would
It's
you
been
like to
moved
read
and
it?
seconded that ordinance number 1438 be passed on first reading, advertised according to law, be brought up for second and final reading and public hearing on October 15th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
I'm going to abstain.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next, we have the resolutions. The first is accepting work performed and authorizing release of performance bond and accepting maintenance bond for the 2024 road resurfacing program for a revised contract amount of $182,885.51.
Motion?
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing expenditure to purchase one 2024 LP and two rear dumping compactor boxes contract under the Florida Sheriff's Association Cooperative Purchasing Program for the Public Works Department.
Motion?
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is reducing special events application additional fees and borough support fees to Wildwood Motor Events for Monster Truck Meet and Greet, retroactive to September 27th, 2024.
Motion?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing advertisement of notice to bidders for NJDCA Wildwood Crest Municipal Building Bathroom renovations.
Motion.
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing advertisement of notice to bidders for fiscal year 2024 NJDOT Municipal Aid Reconstruction of Toledo Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is supporting the call for a public hearing and investigation into unexpected increases in energy bills issued by Atlantic City Electric and calling for a moratorium on all utility shutoffs and rate increases until an investigation has concluded.
Motion.
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing refund in the amount of $600 for Public Works support fees made payable to Crest Community Church.
Motion.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is amending rules and regulations established for the Junior Firefighter Auxiliary Program for the Wildwood Crest Volunteer Fire Company Number 1 in the Borough of Wildwood Crest.
Motion.
I will second.
It's been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing acceptance of the calendar year 2024 Best Practices Inventory and authorizing the appropriate borough officials to execute same.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing the auction of abandoned vehicles on an online auction website.
Motion.
I will second.
It's been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Lastly, supporting Sustainable Jersey's Sustainable Land Use Pledge.
Motion.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Thanks, Judge.
Sure.
Okay, brings us to new business. Under new business, we have estimated tax bills. Is that Lindsay? Lindsay, the floor is all yours.
So basically every year, we've been getting our tax rate from the county later and later. This year, unfortunately, we didn't receive it until I believe it was around the 20th of July, which prohibited us from getting the bills out until about the 30th of July. We cannot change a statutory tax date for the third quarter taxes. They're still due August 1st. So I am asking, and this will come as a resolution sometime in 2025, for doing estimated tax billing for the third quarter for 2025. This way, it would keep the flow of revenue steady into the borough, as opposed to not really getting much from the time we collect the May quarter until whenever we're able to collect the August quarter. It will prevent us from having to extend the August grace period as we do every year. The homeowners would still get the 10 days that we always give, but we would be able to get the bills out prior to the end of June and then give them that full month until the August 1st date plus a grace period, as opposed to when we send the bills out late or after the 25-day grace, we only are allowed by law to give them a 25-day grace period. So this, I think, will help our homeowners. A lot of them do go out of town during the summer, or they just, as we all know, live out of town and are just, moving back and forth. And I think estimated tax bills would be a great way to help them stay on their schedule of knowing when our tax bills are due and payable. So this is just something that, like I said, will come as a resolution sometime in 2025, but I wanted to bring it to everyone, so if there are any questions or concerns from anyone, I'm here to answer that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have an issue. It sounds like everybody's
Yeah, I have no issue with that. I met with Francine and yourself about that last week or 2 weeks ago, and no issue on my end, so.
Okay.
All right, so you need when do you need a resolution, Liz?
It would be sometime in 2025, most likely sometime February or March.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Okay, next item on the agenda, new business, Nesbit Center request. So we all received an email, a memo from Chief Johnson suggesting or requesting the Nesbit Center be used for female locker room space. I privately advised Chief that there was some discussion. We actually approved the leasing that building out for some revenue opportunity for 2025. He indicated just to keep it in the back of our minds going forward. So there was a conversation that I had with the chief. I don't think there's any more I guess action on this. Does anybody have any? Joe, you have anything on that one?
No, he's just anticipating, right now, we have ample space with our locker rooms. I think we have 30 lockers down there. I can't remember the exact number for the girls. And it just seems that we're getting more and more girls that are becoming lifeguards, and they're younger. So we'll double up, we'll make it happen. And he just wanted to make you aware of it.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
All right. Under old business, bicycle safety, bike path, I think we discussed it at the last meeting. I know that public safety is talking about that to see if we can do that in-house or had something that we need to go out to bid on. Anything on lightning detection?
Nope.
250th birthday committee, nothing on that. Municipal app is a budgetary item for 2025. Old tourism building use, that is actually what we were just talking about with respect to the Nesbit Center. So that we're meeting tomorrow to see what modifications that we would need to do in-house to make that building lease ready.
Do you have somebody in mind that's willing to take that?
I've had people ask about when it's going to bid, but I don't have anybody personally in mind.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is you're going to make modifications to a building. We should find out particularly what that use is going to be before we even touch it, so we don't have to redo what we did. I know it needs an electrical upgrade. I think we're all in agreement with that, but we don't know if you need 220 lines or what you're going to need to make that operate for whatever business is in there.
Yeah, I think we're working on a draft bid spec now, but I think the concept would be something that might be food related, but doesn't necessarily need deep fry vats and hoods and grills
No, I
and
get
things
that.
like that.
You get it. It's not a lot of
So
room
that's,
there.
yeah. Historical Museum, that's an in-house project. That's on hold until we have a chance to get down there. Proposed amendment on the time limit parking. Sister Galzunas is working with public safety on that. Concession agreement, hotel zone, that's on hold pending the Army Corps dune. Traffic calming, there's the grants, and I believe there is the local road safety program sent out a document.
Yeah, their draft is online, and they do expect to finalize it. There haven't been any comment period. Comment period ended yesterday. There weren't any comments. So they do expect to present it to the Board of Commissioners in Cape May County and finalize it in November. So it will be a final document, and they will move forward with the recommendations in the study as of that date.
Got it. All right, Back Beach excavation is, that's again also pending the Army Corps dune project. Any new any new updates on the dredging project?
No, sir.
All right, New Jersey Avenue infrastructure pre-county, waiting on, I guess we need to get the funding locked in for that and get ready to get out the bid on that, Mr. de Blasio. Public Works roof, Superintendent Shear, I believe that project has started down there?
Correct.
Okay. Public Information, Caniff got the press release out, so the public is aware of the project going on down at Public Works. And again, to remind everyone, it also includes the roof at the pickleball courts, bathrooms, and also the Scoop Taylor bathrooms. Washington Seaview Beach Fall outfalls and capacity, so I know we're waiting on grant. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think we received some positive news, although not official yet, that the borough is being looked upon favorably with respect to the west side Bayfront project, and also on the Washington Seaview Avenue beach fallout falls and so forth. I think if my math was correct in the emails that I read, potentially, I'm not saying that this is going to be the case, but potentially $21 million, is that a fair statement?
Yes.
All right, well, I want to, if that's actually very good news, and thank you, Connie and Mark, for your due diligence on that. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. If we get,
No changes.
so, but it looks good.
We had to double check the commas when we got the email to make sure.
Yeah, I looked at, I had to do a triple read on that to make sure I was reading it right. Okay, that wraps up any old business. Commissioners, you have anything under old business you want to discuss?
I'm good.
I do not, sir.
Okay, public comments. Just need your name. Come on up to the podium.
Hi, Mike Marino. Approximately 2 years ago, we brought attention to the traffic issues on Park Boulevard, specifically the intersection of Park and Cressy. Our engineer came up with some great suggestions to throttle traffic, most dealing with a low-cost approach called striping. I would suggest we start to implement some of those recommendations rather than wait till later. I do understand the concern of projects going on. We could consider some of the initial striping a test phase for the final design. Start at Cressy, run it south for several streets. That way it won't impact the flooding project. And this will start to throttle the traffic for our next busy season and make it safe for residents. So that's my suggestion.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anyone on the conference line have any public comments? Hearing none, we'll go right to, we'll go commissioners' comments, and then we have a resolution to go into closed session. Gentlemen?
I'm fine for today, Mayor. I know we have some busy work ahead of us, so I'm good for today.
I think, good luck with the race tomorrow. How many, or Saturday, I'm sorry.
Yes.
How many participants are in that?
Last count I was on, I think they were projecting 350 to 400, something like
Nice,
that.
very good.
But
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Also, just to remind everybody that the traffic lights are now on local status, which is blinking, so it takes you less time to get from point A to point B. As everyone indicated, the Run the Crest event is this Saturday. The bridge going out of the Crest and out of Diamond Beach will be closed from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on this coming Saturday morning. Anyway, and that's all I have for the good of the order.
With that being said, we'll go into the closed session. It is authorizing executive closed in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, specifically NJSA 10:4-12B, with regard to 2 items: potential litigation and an administrator position. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
I will second, Trish.
It's been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.